Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And brothers and sisters, the content that we're about to cover, I swear to you, the gun violence archive might be drunk today. Because the things that they are tweeting, it's almost like they're trying to supplement our points. Because the 2A and the gun rights of this nation are not only going to be passed on by ourselves to the next generation, but everyone else is going to get them too. Because this stuff right here, gun controllers be tripping. Everything will be linked in the description box below. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. This content, of course, is made possible by American Hartford Gold. I'll say a quick word, and then we're going to dive into this hilarity. The content today is brought to you by American Hartford Gold. And brothers and sisters, with everything popping off around the world, wars cracking off. We've got inflation issues. We've got stock market volatility. We have cash concerns. We have oil concerns. It's a good time to take a look and at least know your options with American Hartford Gold. They are dedicated to offering gold, silver, platinum, coins, and bars for your investing needs. Whether you want to do it delivered to your door or you want an IRA, Roth IRA, 401k, TSP, they've got options. This is something you guys should check out. At American Hartford Gold, they aim to educate clients about investments in the precious metal industry, strive to provide unparalleled customer service built on trust, integrity, and absolute transparency, while holding a goal of achieving 100% customer satisfaction. Click the link in the description or call 844-727-3199. That's 844-727-3199 or text Langley to 65532. Again, that's 844-727-3199 or text Langley to 65532. All right, beautiful people, listen, you know how I love me some Gun Violence Archive. Now, the Gun Violence Archive, if you are not familiar, we've hit on them a lot. But they are essentially a gun reporting data agency that is founded by the left-wing organization Slate Magazine. It was originally founded to basically put forth bullet point propaganda for gun controllers, and they cite it all over the place. But it's really uncomfy when even they are coming out and saying, we got no answers because everything's going downward, but more guns that have been bought in history is occurring. We don't really have a good answer. Well, don't worry, guys. We are going to cover that right now as a baseline, because you guys know how I love me a good baseline. This is from the NSSF. This is data. It's about 3 years most recently updated. And the gun ownership, this is before Biden administration, before 40 million guns were bought. This is before the newest, the first-time gun buyers surpassed any records ever on record. Different demographics than have ever been embraced before. This is the gun buying trajectory. It's through the roof. Now, if you're following along at home, you would know that the left would say that means we're about to have unprecedented levels of violence because guns equal crime and guns equal violence. Not the humans involved. No, 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 no. It is only the inanimate object that sits in your hand. Yeah. Well, it gets really uncomfy when their own data starts to look like this in the light of unprecedented gun buying. Year-to-date comparison of U.S. gun violence this year versus last year. So far in 2024, everything that I'm about to tell you is down according to their own Twitter. Fewer gun deaths, fewer gun injuries, fewer children shot, fewer teenagers shot, fewer mass shootings, fewer unintentional shootings, and fewer murder-suicides. Okay, that's a whole lot of fewer. But to their credit, there is one up arrow. And you know what that one up arrow is? More defensive use incidents. Okay. Skirt. Let's just talk about this for a second. If you've had unprecedented gun buying, and the left and the gun controllers have told us that more guns equals more crime and more violence, and we're about to have a litany of gun violence infiltrating our streets and destroying it from within. How are more defensive uses up and every other type of gun violence down? It's a simple question. If your thesis is correct, how do you explain this? You can't. The point is, the gun rights advocates, the gun rights arguments are correct. Unprecedented gun buying is going up, and all gun crime is going downwards, and the only thing going up that they track is defensive uses. Guys, game, set, match. Checkmate. You think it's any coincidence that Chris Murphy is out there saying on his Twitter feed all of a sudden now, magically, all the gun violence we see is from suicides? Think it's any coincidence? No, they have the exact same data and they're trying to get in front of it because everything they've told us and gaslit us on for about 3, 5, 8, 20 years is all a lie built on control. I got more for you. I wouldn't just bring you one tweet. kind of host would I be if I did that? All right, so here's the mass shooting updates. These are the 4+ shot and or killed, not including the shooter, in June over the past 5 years. 2020 all the way through 2024 in sequence: 94, 74, 65, 67, 45. The violence is falling off of a cliff. More guns have been bought than ever before in history, and the violence is falling off of a cliff. There's the second tweet that they just put out. Again, it's all about control. Every Time for Gun Safety, Moms Demand Action, Giffords.org, March for Our Lives. It's all about emotional response in order to get control. Take away your gun rights through emotional response. Don't mind the fact that all the data is pointing in the opposite direction completely. It's about emotion. Davey Hogg doesn't know how to deal with this because all he does is do profanity-laden tirades against our Second Amendment and anything else that catches his fancy because he's pretty much like a squirrel. But anyway, one more thing for you, and this should really set it up, because the big thing that the gun controllers tell us is that more mass shootings will occur with more guns bought, more crime overall will occur, more violence will occur, because guns are the problem, not the individual people. Okay, keep that in mind. But interestingly enough, these are the 15 states without a mass shooting this year. This is all from Gun Violence Archive's own tweets. I'm not making this up. It's all sourced. You know the big thing about those 15 states that I really would like to draw in to consideration? Some of them are constitutional carry states. Some of them are gun control states. A lot of these are red states, some purple states. The reason that this is important to bring to the table is it's not whether a gun control state or a gun rights state has a mass shooting that is indicative of the idea that guns are either endorsed or restricted. It has to do with the fact that there are crazy people who want to affect as many people as possible with their own problems utilizing a weapon. That's the point. Let's go down this list. Delaware, gun control state. Hawaii, gun control state. Idaho, gun rights. Kansas, gun rights. Maine, kind of in the middle. Montana, gun rights. Nebraska, gun rights. New Hampshire, gun rights. North Dakota, gun rights. Oregon, gun control. Rhode Island, gun control. Utah, gun rights. Vermont, gun control. Washington, gun control. Wyoming, gun rights. There is no rhyme or reason. And the reason that I wanted to wrap with this one is because everything that they tell you, that the guns are the problem and the guns are the main source, and if that inanimate object just didn't exist, none of our problems would exist, is completely contradicted by their own stats that they're putting out on their own Gun Violence Archive Twitter feed, because they have no explanation why these numbers are going down. They're going to start shifting. You saw earlier that it was because of the Gun Violence Prevention Bipartisan Safer Communities Act that they tried to shift to. That cannot explain it, because none of that stuff that they passed had anything to do with this. Now, it's going to start shifting to suicides and really focusing on suicide prevention, because violent crime through homicides is falling off of a freaking cliff because more people bought guns to defend themselves. This is the game we play, people. They will always shift. They will never abandon their end goal and their end destination. They're just going to shift their messaging until something happens to shift it back. And that's the important piece, and the reason that I highlight all the things that I highlight, because it's about manipulation of you for your rights. That's the thing. Everything is linked. I always bring receipts, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.